I always have my doubts when it comes to foldable smartphone. Not only that they are extremely fragile, they are also very expensive. And if you know me, I don't actually really take care or baby my smartphone, but I'm not as ganas as Rory lah. But the point is, I do get careless sometimes, and the phone that we're using are actually review units, so I don't want to actually break it because Amin will later come and catch me. I very scared lah. But when Samsung launched the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3, I'm actually very excited about it because it seems like most of my problems are solved. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 is now more durable, has a water resistance rating, and also it only starts at 3,999 ringgit, which is like a price of a normal flagship smartphone. So could this finally be the foldable smartphone that everyone should get? Alright, so first, let's start off with why I was actually interested in reviewing the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Well, I think this phone is cute. Something about the dual-tone pastel colour speaks to me, especially the one in lavender. But you know what, the cream colour that we've got in the office looks okay too. And you know how smartphones nowadays are so similar, so it is nice to see something new for a change. I mean, how often will you see people doing this in public? Probably very rare. Unlike the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, which turns a normal size phone into a tablet, the Z Flip aims to bring a larger phone into a smaller form factor so you could store it super easily. When it is closed, the device is about the size of a compact powder. And it is actually quite thick, probably the thickness of two phones stacking on top of each other. But since it is so small, it doesn't take up a lot of space in your pocket and it is very easy to slide them in and out from your pocket. But personally, I don't think there's a difference because I hardly put my smartphone in the pocket because you know lah how small girls' pockets are. But if you do put your smartphone in your pocket, I think you will appreciate the smaller footprint of the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. And also the cover screen, it is finally usable now. Remember how small the original flip cover is? It is barely even functional besides reading the time. But now with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3, you are getting a display that's 4 times larger than its predecessor. You can now check your notifications more effectively, switch between the songs you are listening to, and one of the most important features of them all, you can freaking customize the cloud and add whatever pictures or even GIFs you like. I mean, hello, how cool is this? I sometimes even double tap the cover screen without any purpose just to take a look at it. You can also set any widgets you want on the cover screen, so for example, you can add your calendar appointments, weather, alarms, and even timer. Alright, so enough fangirling about the cover display, so now let's talk about the main display. Alright, so the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 features a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display. The colours on the screen are vibrant and saturated, so watching videos and playing games on this smartphone is definitely pleasant. But what bothers me though is the crease. Alamak, the crease. I know, this is a foldable smartphone and there's bound to be a crease in the middle, but for some reason, I just can't get over the fact that it's there. It's actually pretty distracting, especially when you watch videos or scrolling through the web. You can even feel the bump under your finger while you're scrolling. Maybe it's just me because my colleague seems to be okay with it and they got used to it pretty quickly, but I'm just not a fan. Oh, and did I mention that the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 also comes with a 120Hz refresh rate? Yep, it does. But to be really honest with you, I don't really care about fast refresh rate screens. Okay lah, not really don't care lah, more like I can't tell the difference. I tried switching between 120Hz and 60Hz on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 and I wasn't really put off by the performance at 60Hz. And most of the time, I just left it at 60Hz because the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 has one major flaw. You see, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 only has a 3300 mAh battery, which is actually pretty small for today's standards because most of the flagship smartphones today will have at least 4000 mAh. Most of the time, I was on YouTube, browsing through the internet, and I also used the camera app from time to time, so nothing really hardcore. But I only get 3 to 4 hours of screen on time and the time on battery I have is around 7 hours. So that means I have to charge the phone at least twice a day, which is a little inconvenient for me because I don't have access to charging ports all the time. And the worst part is, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 only supports 15 watt of fast charging, so I need at least 2 hours to fully charge this device. But the good news is that the performance on this thing is smooth and snappy, which is something that you would expect from a Snapdragon 888 processor. There's also 8 gigs of RAM and up to 256 gigs of storage, which is plenty enough for you to store your pictures and apps. But the phone will get a little warm to the touch even after a short period of usage. I've been on social media for less than 10 minutes and the phone will start to get a bit hot. Maybe it's because the phone is foldable, so there's not much space for a robust cooling system. However, the performance of the smartphone is not compromised because I did not encounter any thermal throttling issues even though the device gets hot. So remember in the beginning of the video, I told you guys that I don't actually baby my smartphone, and the reason why I don't use a foldable smartphone is that I'm actually afraid that I will destroy it. Well, apparently Samsung has made the Z Flip 3 quite durable. So in the office, we actually only have one unit of the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 to review it, so we actually have to take turns using it. And you know how production works, so sometimes when we finish our shoot, we will just leave it on the floor lah, on the sofa lah, so anyway lah, so not a place that's very safe also. And do you guys remember Rory's hands-on video of the Z Flip? Yup, he'd actually dunked the phone into a tank of water multiple times before I took it from him for this review. My point is, even after all the torture and abuse that the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip has gone through, it is still in good condition once it reaches my hand. The reason for this added durability is probably down to the materials. Now, the outside of the phone, including the 1.9-inch display, is covered with Gorilla Glass Victus. Samsung has also constructed the phone's frame from its armor aluminium material, which is also their strongest aluminium frame. And the hinge? I'm actually really impressed with it because no matter which angle you bend the phone to, it manages to hold that position, and overall, it feels very solid. Also, whenever you fold the phone open or if closed, you'll get this really satisfying and tactile snap. But perhaps one of the most mind-blowing things about the phone is the fact that you don't have to worry about getting the Z Flip 3 wet. Not just splashes, you can even dunk the whole phone into a tank of water because there's IPX8 water resistance rating on this thing. I mean, it's not made for you to dunk it into a water lah, so don't take it swimming. It's more like a peace of mind, so next time if you accidentally drop your smartphone into water, you know that it will survive. And since the Z Flip 3 has no official dust protection rating, it is still vulnerable to bits of debris or dust. However, Samsung says that the phone's hinge now has a fiber shield which aims to trap stray dust and keep it from getting inside the phone. I don't really know how well it works from keeping the dust from entering the hinge, but at least I know that there's extra protection. Oh, and if the phone is closed, you'll also notice that there's a visible gap in between. So be very careful of where you place your phone because if small items like stones get caught in between, your display might gonna scratch. Camera-wise, sadly to say that there's actually no difference from the first Flip. At its rear, you are still looking at the same 12-megapixel wide and ultra-wide angle cameras. And for selfies, you are getting a 10-megapixel lens which sits in the punch hole. I'm not saying that the cameras are bad, but if you're actually looking for a smartphone that takes really good pictures, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 might not be the one. But you know how Samsung cameras are. They are vibrant, punchy, and sometimes overly saturated with lots of sharpening. And when it comes to selfies, you'll notice that your face will turn super smooth all of a sudden. They are also not very good in low light conditions too. But if you're someone who actually wants a smartphone for casual picture taking, I think that the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 is enough. And with Flex mode, you can easily take a picture without having to rely on a tripod. Just fold your smartphone halfway into an L shape and place it somewhere convenient and just enjoy taking pictures. You could also use the cover screen to frame yourself and take pictures with the main cameras. The only problem with it is that the cover screen is a little too small and I can't really see what the framing is like. So now the question is, can a normal person use a foldable smartphone? Personally, I wouldn't get it because as a power user, I don't think I can live with the short battery life on the Z Flip 3. And the fact that it only supports 15-watt fast charging is also what puts me off. But if you don't mind having to charge your phone multiple times a day or have a power bank with you at all times, I think that there's no other phone cooler than the Z Flip 3. It is now more durable, has water-resistant rating, and the cover screen is so much bigger compared to the first Z Flip. And plus, the Z Flip 3 is now much more affordable than the first Z Flip. The starting price is only 3,999 ringgit for the base model with 128 gigs of storage, and if you need more storage, there's the one with 256 gigs of storage and it is going for 4,199 ringgit. Alright, so that's about it. That's my review for the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. So if you have any questions, remember put them down in the comment section below. Alright, so that's it from me as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like our video if you liked it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and also click on the notification bell icon so you won't miss any of our future videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!